Now on CoastTV News.
Restaurant rules. Rehoboth Beach commissioners looking to clear up confusion over a current city code.
Trail on track when the final phase of the Lewes-Georgetown Trail will break ground.
New fire station. The new facility being built in Ocean City. It's got a balcony with a view, and that's not all.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Rehoboth restaurant regulations. What's changing and what isn't. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with codes that govern restaurant modifications in Rehoboth Beach.
Restaurants play a big part in keeping the Rehoboth Beach economy alive, but in order to own and operate a restaurant in Rehoboth Beach, you must follow certain rules and regulations. Well, commissioners are going to discuss what it means to substantially modify restaurants in Rehoboth. They say there's some confusion right now. Live in Rehoboth Beach is Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber. Elisa, you spoke with some restaurants who say keeping up with all the change is just difficult.
Maddie, just because you own a restaurant doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want with the space. For example, if this restaurant behind me wanted to take away or add seating, it would actually have to go through a public hearing. That's because a simple change like this is actually classified as a significant modification in Rehoboth Beach, but commissioners could look to change that. Cheyenne Clark works at Zog's restaurant in downtown Rehoboth Beach. While Clark enjoys being in the restaurant business, she says dealing with shifting regulations can be a hassle.
It definitely puts a lot of stress on you because you never know what to expect. Things are always changing.
According to the city, right now there is some confusion among officials as to what is considered a substantial modification or drastic change to a restaurant. At the moment, something as simple as taking away a few seats counts as a substantial modification under city code, and it would require a public hearing to get approval. Hannah Evans works at a Rehoboth restaurant, and she sees the stress all the red tape puts on owners.
It's definitely difficult for him to keep up with it as well, I would say, because, there's so much to keep track of.
You may also remember a story we covered earlier this year that changed how much room restaurants need to leave near their outdoor dining spaces. For Hannah, it was just another example of constantly shifting rules restaurants have to keep up with.
Yeah, so that probably took a little bit of business away, most likely, because people obviously love the outdoor seating, and then taking that away made it a little more difficult and slower.
Now the city is hoping that they can clarify rules for everyone, including what counts as a substantial modification, in an effort to make operating and governing restaurants in Rehoboth Beach just a little easier. The city will further discuss this proposed change on Friday at 2 p.m. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Elisa. Substantial modifications also involve changes to restaurant or dinner theater layouts and spaces. Now, those changes can be made to the bar, restrooms, even food storage and food prep spaces. The changes also make adjustments to the number and sizes of bar areas and any expansion in other parts of the building that's not included with the approved floor plan. Rehoboth Beach officials say simple rearrangement of tables or seating, don't worry, that is not considered a substantial modification.
This brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your view on restaurant regulation changes?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. It has changed a little bit. 83% now saying that it's excessive, though 17% think it's necessary, though these do tend to change as the evening continues.
Sometimes they change a lot before the 11 o'clock. If you haven't voted yet, go to coasttv.com or use your Coast TV mobile app. Important topics are on the table for the next city commissioners meeting in Rehoboth. The agenda includes a license agreement that would allow the Coast Hotel, if you might know that, it's across from the post office, to extend an awning over a public area. There's a request from the Rehoboth Beach Public Library to change some deed restrictions. The purpose of this request is to make changes to the interior layout of the library. Commissioners will also discuss changes to the city's law concerning the role of the city manager, how taxes are assessed, and the city's specific powers. The meeting is taking place tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Lewes is continuing to nail down potential environmental regulations for wetland buffers. According to the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays, both Tidal and non-tidal wetlands provide valuable services such as storm and flood protection, along with water quality improvement. Officials will continue to talk about creating an ordinance for wetlands within the city at the upcoming environmental subcommittee that is slated for Monday.
Dewey Beach is preparing for visitors for the paid summer season starting next month, and the town wants everybody to know where they can park when they actually get to town. Town officials say visitors need parking permits which are valid in all designated spaces except for the coin meter spaces. Those coin meter spaces are located mainly outside restaurants and shops, and they are solely for hourly parking. The north end of town is residential with narrow streets and limited parking, particularly during peak beach hours. The central area with most retail shops and restaurants experiences challenging parking during lunch and even during peak times.
Let's take a live look right now outside into Ocean City. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you, Maddie. And we're looking at the dark skies continuing to stay a bit on the overcast side, so to speak, for the rest of the evening for us until we get to about, say, 10 o'clock. We'll start seeing the sky or the clouds break up just a little bit by then and 52 degrees. We have the small craft advisory that's active. Now, we're watching out for about 25 to 30 mile per hour winds. And that's going to be in effect until we get to Friday. So it's going to become breezy, so it's going to be a bit choppy for us along the shore. This is true for us along the Sussex County coast as well, staying a bit volatile as far as the waves are concerned. So you got to be very mindful of that. Now, as far as our forecast is concerned, we're expecting for it to stay in the 40s for tomorrow until we get to, let's say, 10 o'clock. We'll click over to the 50s, but we're going to be very cloudy all day long tomorrow. But we have some weekend rain to talk about, but you might like the timing of this rain. We'll talk about that coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Paul, one person was seriously injured after a car ran into a building and hit a person inside. Follow me on this one. Georgetown police went to the back of a cell phone shop named Jimenez near Layton Avenue this morning. Now look at these photos. Police say they found the building extremely damaged and provided aid to that hurt individual. The person who was hit was taken to the hospital for treatment. Now, the Georgetown police, they are conducting an investigation to determine the exact cause of that crash.
Scary stuff there. South Bethany is preparing for its town municipal election. Starting tomorrow, absentee ballots, they'll be available. The town says getting an absentee ballot, it's a two-step process. It requires an affidavit to be picked up and completed. Both the affidavit and then the completed ballot need to be turned into Town Hall by 3 p.m. on Election Day. Absentee ballot requests can be made by phone, email, or mail and must be received no later than May 7th.
Keeping the topic on absentee ballots, the deadline to request a ballot for the City of Milford election is coming soon. The city says the deadline to mail them, it's Tuesday at 4:30. The city election will take place April 27th from 10 to 6 p.m.
A new look coming to 61st Street in Ocean City, the popular Ocean City Tennis Center. You may know this. It is currently undergoing some major renovations, and the town says 2 tennis courts are being turned into 6 pickleball courts. The Recreation and Parks Department will be rebranding the facility as the Ocean City Racket Center. The center will open on May 16th and will run through September 29th.
Making bike riding safer in Bethany Beach, DelDOT is hosting a public workshop on the North Bethany Bicycle and Pedestrian Corridor Study. The workshop aims to evaluate and improve accessibility for bike and pedestrian facilities along Route 1 between Bethany and the Indian River Inlet Bridge. That meeting will take place May 8th from 5 to 7 p.m.
Biking, running, and walking from Lewes to Georgetown is getting a lot smoother. DelDOT says the final portion of the trail is now in the design phase. Live in Harbison is CoastTV News anchor Mallory Metzner. Mallory, this project has been about a decade in the making.
Charlie, I'm standing off Fisher Road where the Lewes-Georgetown Trail currently ends, as you can see by the rocks and grass here behind me. DelDOT says the first section of the trail opened in 2016. If all goes as planned, the final phase is expected to be done by fall 2025, and people we spoke with can't wait.
Lisa and Bridget Whitcomb and their dog Lily walk the Lewes-Georgetown Trail
all the time.
It's nice, but then you get to the end and you're like, oh, I wish it went, longer.
But the trail won't always end here at Fisher Road. It will go on another 6.5 miles to Airport Road in Georgetown. The entire trail will be 17 miles long, which C.R. McLeod says is the longest in the state.
When it's all completed, we think it's really going to be, the crown jewel of our trail system in Delaware.
McLeod says a $21 million federal grant is helping pay for the next phase of construction. People we spoke with say the price is worth it for the popular trail.
And if it takes cars off the roads, because we'd be paying to refurbish the roads if we're not doing a trail. So to me, a trail's worth it. Exercise and beauty all in one.
So many people use the trail. It's going to add to the value of the area, and what attracts people here in the first place is to be outside.
The low-stress trail won't put too much of a strain on traffic during construction based on DelDOT's plan.
We do have some intersection crossings, so when the construction is happening in those areas, there may be some lane shifts and things of that nature.
Biking, running, and walking from the first town to the county seat. DelDOT says the last 6.5 miles of this trail project will be going out to bid in the next couple of months. Ground is expected to be broken in the fall. I'm Mallory Metzner, live on the Lewes-Georgetown Trail, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Mallory. Rough week? We'll cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV. You can subscribe to the Coast TV Feel Good Friday newsletter. It's free, and you can do that by scanning the QR code on your screen or using that link, coasttv.com/signup. There's personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more, all sent straight to your inbox each Friday morning. And we have a lot more news to get through this evening.
We do. Delaware's green goal. Discover how planting 1 million trees by 2030 is starting to transform Delaware.
The chances of rain go on the increase on Friday night and will linger into the weekend. But for how long is the real question? More on that and what I'm tracking when we return.
But first, Ocean City's new fire station is coming along. What's inside that is so special? We have that in just 60 seconds.
Toyota is going all wheels in with fantastic deals on thousands of in-stock Toyotas ready for delivery. So visit your local dealer today for adventure-ready trucks with legendary reliability. Check out the all-new 24 Tacoma or get low 1.99 APR on a full-size Tundra. Get fantastic deals when you go all wheels in on your new Toyota. Let's go places.
When homeowners think of a kitchen remodel, they picture their house in chaos for months, eating out every night, and of course, a big invoice.
With Paul Davis, we have an easy kitchen remodel solution for a fraction of the cost. Our certified installers add 5 layers of hardwood over your cabinets with new doors and drawers to match.
And it's done in as little as 3 days.
Save Big 3 Ways is now extended. Get last year's pricing, pay nothing until 2025, and get $1,000 off now ending April 30th.
Call Paul Davis for a free estimate.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The Ocean City Fire Department has a new firehouse coming to Midtown on 65th Street.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what critical upgrades are inside and what it means for the community.
Tony Criscola, who has lived in Ocean City for over 20 years, hopes all the best for the new firehouse.
I hope they build the best firehouse they can and they never have to use it.
With construction starting only a year ago, things are looking good for the new Midtown firehouse. Coast TV News had an exclusive interview with Ocean City Chief Richard Bowers, giving us a walkthrough of the new station. Inside, there will be 12 bunk rooms, a kitchen, a balcony to look out to Ocean City, loads of storage space, and the largest fitness room currently in any firehouse within Ocean City. But the biggest thing coming to the building will be a decontamination suite to protect firefighters from health risks like cancer. Chief Bowers explains how after every fire, firefighters could come here to wash off carcinogen byproducts produced from fires.
They stick on our clothes, stick on our hands and everything. So the benefit is that it gets washed off and it doesn't stay. It's not absorbed or inhaled in any capacity for our firefighters.
Carcinogen byproducts is one of the reasons why firefighters are at extreme risk of cancer. and Chief Bowers hopes this will mitigate the risk. Chris Cola thinks the new firehouse is needed in Ocean City.
There's more buildings, and unfortunately that means there's a possibility there could be more fires. So yeah, I'm all for it, and being a taxpayer here in Ocean City, I fully support it.
And Chief Bowers agrees.
We feel that it will maintain and possibly even improve some of our response times to areas that we respond to south of this station.
With construction well underway, you can expect this station to be up and running by fall of this year. I'm Kevin Zepay in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Well, we have a new forecast for you, our golf forecast, as you're getting ready to tee off for tomorrow. Listen, this will be a hole-in-one right here, but we're going to look for fair conditions because it's going to be cloudy and a high of about 60 degrees. Your full forecast coming up in a moment.
When you take a chance, chance can take you to unexpected places. Whoa. BetRivers Online Casino. Feel the rush.
Discover why Gateway Subaru is Delmarva's destination dealership, earning our customers' trust and exceeding expectations. No matter where you live, experience the Gateway difference with our no-pressure sales approach and fair, honest pricing. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Need service fast? Our quick service lane is always ready. No appointment needed. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
For 30 years, I've been fighting for Maryland.
The man with the guts to stand up to Biden, Robin Ficker.
Biden's let 7.2 million illegals into our country. That's more than all of Maryland. I'll stand with President Trump to secure the border, declare war on the cartels, and ban welfare for illegals.
Veteran, conservative fighter, Robin Ficker for Senate.
I'm Robin Ficker, and I approve this message.
Here at Delaware Electric Cooperative, we don't have customers, we have members. Those we power own the cooperative and are entitled to all of its profits. Because we're a not-for-profit, we are focused on service. That's why our electric rates are the lowest in the region and why our employee family continues to achieve record reliability. Like the farmers who founded our co-op in the 1930s, we believe everyone is entitled to quality electric service. Member built, member owned. That's the DEC difference.
At Coastal Comfort, we know there's no place like home. That's why we're committed to ensuring total comfort for a totally happy home. As a premier Carrier factory authorized dealer, we're dedicated to providing reliable service and the best savings. Like now, through the end of May, with purchase of a qualified Carrier system, you can instantly receive up to $1,900 off. You could also qualify for up to $2,000 in federal tax credit. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Although it's not going to look pretty, I don't want that to spook you for this weekend because the forecast is not looking all that attractive, but even our chances of rain will stay narrowed down to an area where I think we can manage to plan around all of it. I'll give you the timing of that in mere moments. Our Tendo casual furniture live shot showing overcast conditions and 51 degrees. We will drop to 50 degrees by 9 o'clock. And winds will stay relatively active because we have a small craft advisory that's been initiated for us along the Sussex County line that stays in effect until Friday evening, watching out for about 20 to 30, well, really 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. We have a stationary boundary to our north, and it's not causing much instability, and a cold front to our west. But you know, it's so dry right here that even when this cold front pushes through, it's going to nudge a few more clouds our way, but not necessarily a whole lot of rain, a sprinkle here and there. High of 73 degrees today in Salisbury and in Ocean City. Right now, we're holding at 50 degrees, Indian River Inlet, Bethany Beach, Rehoboth Beach, Lewes 52, Milton 55, 60 degrees actually in Georgetown. So a little milder as you go in or farther inland, pardon me. Here's what to expect. Choppy waters because the winds are picking up. Weekend rain ahead, but they're going to be short-lived showers, so don't panic just yet. But the pollen, well, that might be a reason to panic, because now, along with the trees, now the grasses, the cut grasses are at a high level, along with the extremely high level of trees. So you're not sneezing and wheezing for no reason. You're really justified for that one. Cloudy skies persistent for Friday morning, starting at 6 o'clock. Will stay cloudy most of Friday. Friday's going to look depressing, but it's okay. We're not going to get much in the way of rain. Now, we'll have some rain overnight Friday till maybe Saturday morning. We'll see a touch of rain in Lewes, Seaford, and along Highway 13 at 6 o'clock in the morning. But after that, it pretty much disappears for the rest of the weekend. You see, we start off with Friday, all right? So we can appreciate the cloud cover without the rain with our power walk forecast, 60 degrees by 1 o'clock. Very similar to our new Gulf forecast that you just missed, by the way. We'll do it again tonight at 11 for you. Winds are out of the northeast right now, gusting at 24 miles per hour in Bethany Beach. But as far as our forecasted winds are concerned, still gingerly out of the northeast for Friday morning. Saturday, we'll see swirling winds, but up to 25 mile per hour wind gusts. And going into Sunday, winds will be pouring out of the north. Now, keep in mind that we're looking for it to stay cooperative, but they'll see spotty sprinkles Friday night going into Saturday, so it shouldn't be a big-time problem. And as far as the next 5 days are concerned, we're looking for it staying dry Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, just a little spritz or two late Friday night going into Saturday, and then next Wednesday, we'll watch out for some more rain. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Paul, thank you. The town of South Bethany has changed its recycle cart collection time. So if you recycle there, I hope you do. Listen to this. Starting next month, collection begins every Friday. The town says carts should be placed at the curb the day before and removed afterwards. Town officials say containers must not be stored on the public right-of-way for easy collection. They say waste containers larger than 55 gallons need bins that are open on one or two sides and have a low to no floor.
Delaware is working hard on planting 1 million trees by 2030. They've just funded 7 new projects to plant 35,000 more trees, bringing the total to over 200,000 trees so far. The initiative is a joint effort by DENREC and the Department of Agriculture's Delaware Forest Service. Delawareans are encouraged to join the effort by registering newly planted trees on the state's tree tracker.
This weekend, join the Delmarva Sports Network at the Delaware State Fairgrounds for the DSN Outdoors Expo. Both indoor and outdoor vendors will showcase everything outdoor. Plus, there will be demonstrations, prizes, food trucks, classic cars, and live wrestling. The DSN Outdoors Expo runs April 19th through the 20th.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
The 76ers are moving on to the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs versus the Knicks. Last night, Philly rallied from a 14-point deficit and defeated the Heat 105-104 to earn the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Joel Embiid led the Sixers with 23 points despite still recovering from a left knee injury. Game 1 of the best-of-7 series is Saturday at 6 p.m. from New York. And Miami won't have star Jimmy Butler versus the Chicago Bulls Friday as they attempt to earn the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs. Butler injured his right MCL during last night's game versus the Sixers. He's expected to be out for several weeks. A new law in Virginia will allow state colleges and universities to pay athletes for their name, image, and likeness. It's scheduled to take effect July 1st. Right now, the NCAA prohibits schools from doing so. Virginia is the first state to make it illegal for the NCAA to penalize schools for that. The law says schools won't pay athletes for their performance, but they will pay them to appear in marketing campaigns. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Get ready for 4 days of fun in the sun at SpringFest. Enjoy amazing food, live entertainment, unique artisan products, and more. With over 200 artisan vendors, local food, and enhanced selections of beer and wine, don't miss this free event located at the Ocean City Inlet from May 2nd through the 5th. SpringFest features 2 stages and more than 30 live performances, including headliners, The Olivia Show, a tribute to Olivia Newton-John, country music sensation Lauren Elena, and alternative rock band Everclear. Don't miss out. Get all the details at ococean.com/SpringFest.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
Washington, D.C. is a mess.
There's no common ground. The left, the right, they're just shouting all the time, and no one's listening.
What a mess.
But now who is going to clean it up?
Republicans and Democrats are arguing all the time, and nothing gets done.
And it shouldn't be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. Enough is enough, and it's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate.
to be a voice of common sense. I'm Larry Hogan. I approve this message because it's time we stop the partisan BS and get stuff done.
Join us for the Jeep Celebration event at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Millsboro. This month, lease a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee El Laredo 4x4 for just $499 a month. Shop the deals online at millsborocdjr.com. Order online and we'll deliver to you. With every new purchase, you'll get our Preston for Life lifetime engine guarantee. Don't miss the Jeep Celebration event at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. And remember, cars cost less with Preston.
Not happy with your utility bill? Help save energy by replacing your outdated, inefficient windows. At Spicer Brothers, we install new replacement windows and new construction series windows, built for extreme weather and high energy efficiency. And quality installation is just as important as the window itself.
And you can have peace of mind on your new windows with the Spicer Brothers Platinum Plus lifetime warranty.
And right now, buy 2 windows and get 1 free. Plus, no interest and no payments for 18 months. Spicer Brothers, because you deserve the best.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app today.
Our Tidal Health Seaford camera, highlighting how clear and beautiful it is there, will drop to 51 by 10 o'clock. Small craft advisory still active along the coast, watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds. And if you need an update on your forecast, you can call our weather line at 443-880-9100, sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Frederico. Here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 10-day forecast. 60 for Friday, a little cloudy. Friday night, a few sprinkles. Early Saturday morning, but after that, we'll salvage the rest of your weekend.
All right, Paul, thank you. And thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.